A lot of people start freelancing and they quickly get discouraged because you start working really hard. And for a lot of people, despite all that effort, you end up not finding a lot of jobs. You think that over time, things are going to get better. You think that, hey, it's just a temporary problem. But often after a couple of months, people who believe that, they still have to spend a crazy amount of hours every week trying to find jobs. And they don't find a lot of jobs, and they don't find a lot of high-paying jobs especially. And what I can say is I've been there. I used to really struggle to find freelance jobs. But then I realized something and I changed my approach. And within a couple of weeks, I found a way to consistently find people who were willing to pay me over $40 an hour for my time pretty easily. You want to achieve a goal, there's many ways of doing it. You want to get somewhere 10 miles away from your home, you can go there on foot, you can go there walking, you can go there running, you can use a bike, you can use a car, and all these methods will get you there. The difference is, if you walk, it's going to take you a lot more time to get there than if you use a car. And once you get there, you will be tired. And I think one of the biggest problems freelancers have is that you tend to use methods of reaching your goals that are not the most effective. You're using the methods that are more like walking, running, or using a bike. And the problem people have is that they start using a method that's not the best method, and they start not having a lot of results. And so they start thinking, I must not be good enough. I must not be hardworking enough. I must not be fast enough. And so instead of just changing their approach and just like getting a car instead of going to their destination on foot, what they do is they try to use the same method, but put more effort into it and try to do it faster. It doesn't matter how good you are at walking. It doesn't matter how much effort you put into your walking. You're still going to end up not being as fast as the guy who just uses a car and puts not a lot of effort in it. You have to start choosing the things that you do based on how much results you get based on your time and energy investment. If you're struggling to find jobs right now, it's probably because you're using a bad method of finding jobs, one that's not very effective. I've been there before. I figured out which methods are not the most effective, and I figured out a lot of methods that can get you clients in not a lot of effort and not a lot of time. In my opinion, right now, the most effective method is mechanical outreach. Whatever your goal is, what you need to do is make a list of everything that you believe might be worth doing. You consider each of these things and you try to figure out of all the things that you have listed, what is the things that will move the needle forward the most, that will get you the most results if you do them, based on how much results you get if you did all of these things for the same amount of time. And once you've done that analysis and you've figured out what's the number one most effective thing that you could do right now, what you want to do is make sure that you only do that until it's done. You stop doing anything else because everything else is just a distraction, because you know that you could be doing something else with a better return on investment. I'd say that even in the situations where you want to keep working but you're so tired of doing the same thing, you'd be better off just resting, getting more energy, because at the end of the day, how much you can get done is how much energy you have to invest. It's not just time, because if you have a lot of time but you're tired, you're not going to be able to accomplish as much in the same amount of time. And oftentimes it's better to only work on the most effective thing, and when you're too tired, too annoyed of doing it, you just go rest. The only exception to that is that sometimes, yes, you get emergencies, sometimes you get problems that really need fixing right away. But what I want you to understand is that oftentimes what feels urgent is not. It can wait. And so you need to have the wisdom to not lie to yourself and see if whatever emergency that comes up is a real emergency, and that the problem is urgent enough and important enough that doing it becomes more important than the most effective task that you have previously selected. And often one of the mistakes people make is that they start working on their number one most important goal, they accomplish it, and then what they do is they keep their list and they start working on element number two. But what you need to understand is that priorities change over time. It's not a static list that will remain the same for months to come. What you need to do is, after you finish a task, always reconsider your priorities. Always remake that list, because new things will probably have happened. And your old analysis of what is best to do is no longer relevant to the problems and opportunities that you have right now. With that said, I hope you found this video valuable. Consider subscribing for more content on how to be successful as a freelance web developer. And with that said, I wish you a wonderful day.